morning. I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Karen. I am checking in. We have reduced our staff overhead, so our tech support is not in the room with us. I wanted to check that you can hear me. If you can hear me, go on and send a little note in the chat. That would be really super helpful. I can see that the microphone is working and that we are live and recorded. And I see a note. Excellent. We are ready to go. Grab your cushion, block, blanket, whatever it is you might need to support your practice this morning, and welcome to Yoga Intermissions. This is our Try It at Home 50-minute series coming to you from Vermont Salt and Sand Studios in lovely central Vermont. My name is Karen. I'm really happy to be here with you again, practicing, or perhaps it is your first time. Close to the core is our theme today. So as you might imagine, there'll be a little bit of core work. Also, at any point in time when I am guiding you to raise your hands over your head, I will likely not go higher than this. Still nursing a little issue in my shoulder. Please don't be concerned. Although I am going to have a doc check it out in a couple of weeks. I am being careful with it to ensure I don't worsen it. But other than that, ready to practice with you. Let's take our time finding a comfortable seat. Maybe drop the chin a little bit to extend the back of the neck. Go ahead and place a hand on each shoulder so the forearms are crossed in front of you. Drop your chin a lot down to your wrists and start to breathe. This little sort of hugging kind of shape, giving us a warmth, a comfort. And part of our core work today will start with the breath of victory, Ujjayi breath, creating a little constriction at the back of your throat so that the breathing sounds a little bit like ocean waves lapping on the shore. And the feeling of the exhale, which is a little harder to do than the inhale, is as if you are fogging a mirror. So we'll close our eyes if that feels natural. Extend the spine, tuck the tailbone, draw the belly in, loosen the calves, and find your Ujjayi breath. Continue with Ujjayi while I make a couple of notes to you. The Ujjayi breath brings a warmth into the body and helps us begin to warm up the large muscles of the body and send energy all the way to the fingertips and the toes. On the next breath in, the elbows drop a bit so that the palms stack on the heart. We notice now with the breath what the core is doing for our benefit and perhaps how the breath is warming up the core. All of the muscles sort of in the center torso of the body, the adductors and abductors and lats and all the kind of stuff that's supporting you. Core work helps build strength. Without the core, it's pretty tough to stand up straight or sit up straight. The spine is the spine, but it in and of itself doesn't stand up straight. You can't, for example, take a whole human skeleton and stand it on its feet without anything supporting it, either a rod up the back or perhaps hanging from the crown of the head, which is kind of a nice image when you start to think about lifting from the crown of the head. So we build strength and resilience by working our core. Bring to mind here something that will guide your practice, maybe an intention, a dedication, Something along those lines. And as if we could offer that out into the world to surround ourselves and all those in need. We'll take our crisscross palms and allow them to send energy toward the sky by releasing them from the heart. We'll use the sound of Om to gather into that beautiful stream of energy and send it out even farther. We'll take a cleansing breath first, long breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more long breath in. Just going to take a quick peek at your comments while you make your way onto your back. I know, a strange way to start, but a great way to start with the core. Good morning, great to see you. Finding your way onto your back, the soles of the feet glide onto the mat and the knees are bent toward the sky. We're going to go ahead one at a time to bring the knees up toward the heart. Activate the feet, and then imagine that you're pressing the feet against a wall and the knees are right over the hips. Draw the shoulder blades toward the hips, and already we're working the core, pressing the lower back into the mat. If this is too much for your lower back, or you're finding the core is sort of flopping around, you're going to continue to press the navel in, or you might drop one foot to the mat. But here we're going to go ahead and extend the left leg forward, finding the core and the quad working for us. Breathe in, exhale, knee over the hip. Inhale, extend the right leg in front. Next, exhale, knee over the hip. We're going to extend the legs long overhead, and then the arms long overhead, as if the arms and the legs got really heavy, they're going to sink into their sockets. Your choice, you can bring the hands to the heart or back to your sides, and we're going to go ahead and lower the left leg just a little bit. Pause and reach the heel away from you. Exhale, bring the heel to meet the right heel. Breathe in. Exhale, right heel down just a little bit, a few degrees. Reach the heel away from you. Keep using the belly. Press the low back into the mat. Lift the heel back in. Hug the knees in. Find a happy baby. Oh, happy babies are so happy. I saw a baby last night taking its shoes off and finding its way to this posture. The belly starts to work for you here as well. The soles of the feet come together in a sort of flying Batakonasana. I think that I invented this, but I'm not sure. It's like a circus pose, but you're not a circus peanut, but you're taking the heels and balls of the feet together and then drawing the heels toward your navel. Starting to use the elbows to open up the thighs. Drop the shoulder blades. And once again, we'll gather the knees into the heart. Squeeze the thighs into the belly, working the digestive, rest and digest nerve, the vagus nerve. And take the soles of the feet back to the mat. Shift your hips over to the right. Draw the knees in a stacking shape to the left for a little twist. You might take the left hand outside the right thigh, or maybe on your belly or hip. The right hand flops open so it's facing the sky. The gaze might move over to the right. In here, rather than just kind of letting everything go, you're going to draw the belly in and up. Breathe in. And as you twist, see if you can extend the top hip away from you. Soles of the feet return to the mat and they scooch right back to the center. And we lift the hips off the mat a couple inches, shift them over to the left this time so the knees can stack, draw into the heart on the right. Again, whatever works for your right hand, maybe that is on your left thigh or the left side of the body. The left palm then flops open. Big breath in. And we twist. Extending the left hip forward to loosen the right side body. From here, you can extend the right arm right out of its socket, palm facing up. Begin to point the nose high overhead, lift the left arm, and have it come around and meet the right hand. Press your way into a seat. And then into a child's pose, taking your time with whatever movement feels good for you. You might find a little rocking forward and backward. Maybe you kneel first. Remembering that a child's pose or a tabletop is always yours to take, especially when you're doing yoga, but not in the grocery store. Big toes touch, knees nice and wide, sitting bones toward the heels. And if you have a shoulder issue like I do, or an elbow issue, you might bend the elbows and stack the hands so the head can come to the backs of the hands. Breath draws into the sacrum, but we don't let the belly just drop and hang around like a teenager around the drugstore on the corner. We're going to draw it a little in and up, send the heels, the sitting bones to the heels. That probably doesn't exist anymore. It used to be teenagers in a mall more frequently, I think. Rock the head a little left and a little right. You're going to place the hands, shoulders width distance. Draw into a tabletop. The knees come parallel to the wrists, or right behind the wrists. And the feet are just as wide as the knees. Going to glide the left foot behind with the top of the foot pressing into the mat so you activate the glutes and the quads and the hamstrings on the left side. Using the belly and all of the muscles I just mentioned, even if you feel like you can't find them, you're going to squeeze the upper leg and the buttocks inward and then float the left leg off the mat. It doesn't have to come really high. We're keeping the toes pointed. Then the toes start to point down and then they finish pointing down. We're super long and strong in the belly here. Remember, we're building resilience and strength so that the spine can be protected. And then with the belly looking over the left shoulder, if the belly doesn't look, you look over the left shoulder, but you're using the belly, the left leg starts to swing out to the left. For me, my glutes are not quite strong enough to keep it super far away from the floor, but we're working to keep it far away from the floor or just off the floor. The leg swings back on a breath in. On an exhale, knee and nose draw together. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, knee taps the left elbow. Maybe, maybe not. Inhale, lengthen back out. The harder one as you use the lats to draw, not the lats, the adductors and abductors to draw the left knee toward the right elbow. Inhale, extend once more. And the knee returns to the mat. We take a shape or a movement, whatever the body calls for, without a lot of analysis or brain work, and we come back into the tabletop, taking that all to the other side, scooping the belly in a bit, making some real estate between the shoulder blades, glide the right leg long behind, press the shoelace side of the foot to the mat. Don't just use the hands to support you here. Use the belly. Fire up the right glutes, hamstrings, and quad, and float the right leg away from the mat. Pause for a moment to really feel this reach. Hamstrings especially. Then point the toes toward the mat. A peek over the right shoulder. And use all of those muscles plus the belly to swing the right leg over to the right. And move it back behind you. Balance the hips. Exhale, knee to nose. Breathe in, lengthen the leg. Exhale, knee to elbow. Maybe it taps, maybe it doesn't. Right side. Inhale, lengthen out. Cross the body with the knee toward the left elbow. Extend. And the knee returns to the mat. Maybe cats and cows. The letter C each side, or hip circles. I am also not taking downward dog, but I will guide you to a downward dog. Take a dog. Hands under your shoulders, toes tuck underneath, and then the hands move about 2 inches forward. Here you use the power of the belly, the hands, and the feet to float the knees off the mat a couple of inches. You're going to stay here for a moment, really drawing everything you can in the belly upward toward the spine, and then use that to shift the sitting bones toward the heels, the chest toward the thighs. Now your quads are livening up really slowly. The heels draw down to the mat for your downward dog. I'm going to stay in my tabletop for my shoulders' sake. You might pedal in and out of your downward dog, finding a long spine. And when you are ready, rise up to the tiptoes, bend your knees a lot, look past your hands, and walk all the way to them. A forward fold at the front of your mat. Head hangs heavy, arms hang heavy. Maybe a ragdoll feels good. Perhaps a ragdoll that likes to sway feels good. Breath in. Exhale, release the hands to the mat. Imagining that the belly is doing most of the work, press the floor away with the feet and rise to standing. We'll draw our way into mountain pose to start, so the hands will drop by the sides. Pause here for a moment. Tuck the tailbone, draw the belly in. Let the collarbones smile and the heart shine upward. On your next breath in, arms will reach out to the sides and then up overhead, reaching nice and tall. Feel the space between the hips and the ribs start to extend. You'll have to draw the belly in to help make that happen. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms sweep high overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe bend your knees, hinge at your hips. Use the belly to rise up halfway. Maybe the hands are on the shins. We pause here for a moment. I keep the knees bent to protect the hamstrings, but we're looking at a long spine. How do you get that? Hips behind, sitting bones reach for the back of the mat. Belly up, shoulders toward hips. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Sun rises, inhale. Lift to standing. We're floating, reaching the crown of the head high. Arms stretch upward. Exhale into a forward fold once again, maybe bent knees. A half lift, hands to the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Step back, high plank. We're pausing here to reach the heels behind, gather the belly in. This plank is super supported, not just by the hands and the shoulders, but also by the belly and the legs. Big breath in. Exhale, straight to downward dog. I'm staying in my plank. You're moving to downward dog. Take another breath in and out and down dog. Then as you inhale, peel forward to your plank. Maybe the knees drop, maybe they don't. As you exhale down to the mat, aiming for chin, chest, and then hips. Finding your way into a little back bend. Exhale, downward dog. I will move into table. A breath in and out through the nose. Next breath in, the right leg will float off the mat. The knee draws toward the nose to find a runner's lunge. Right foot inside the right hand. You're on the ball of the back foot. Left heel reaching behind you. Once again, we work the core. So imagine you could draw the belly away from the thigh. That might just be energetically. The shoulders move toward the hips. We're super strong in the back leg. We're going to use the belly drawing in and up to breathe out and extend the leg to fold over it. Inhale, belly in and up again. Peel forward, runner's lunge. Exhale, extend and fold. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, left knee to the mat. Untuck the toes. Use the belly to let the shoulders float over the hips. Arms can come high overhead or by your sides. Anyone feeling wobbly can heel toe the right foot out to the right. And then we find the heart opener, lifting from the midline, the waist, all the way up. Perhaps a little sinking into the front knee. The breath in. Exhale, hands frame your front foot for a half split. Again, find how the core can help in Ardha Hanumanasana. Maybe the hands move backward. Maybe you have blocks under your hands. But either way, belly in and up. Shoulders toward the hips, actually. As you reach the right side of the chest toward the right shin, maybe you fold down. Maybe you don't go very far as you're working to have as long a spine as you can. Next breath out, sole of the right foot meets the mat. The knee bends once more. Maybe the hands crawl forward into a runner's lunge. The back foot steps up to meet the front. Draw the knee in toward the heart, then drop the foot, drop the head. Inhale, press your way to standing. Arms can float high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Find a modified chair pose, keeping the feet a little bit apart, which helps to protect your knees. So the knees also do not press together if the feet are apart. We're sitting down into chair, rising onto the balls of the feet, sitting bones reach behind the heels, crouch down a little bit more. Let those quads get a little fired up. Exhale, heels to the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. A step back for high plank. Maybe you hop there. That is your choice. Belly nice and strong. Heels reach behind. Maybe knees drop, toes untuck. We all move into Chaturanga using the belly to reach the heart forward before we lower the heart halfway down. Elbows like bookends on the ribs. Breathe in for a back bend. The hip bones might come to the mat. Exhale, downward dog for you. Tabletop for me. A breath in and out. Breath in, the left leg floats high. The knee draws toward the nose and into a runner's lunge. Foot comes inside the left hand. Take your time setting up. Belly working for you. Back knee drops, breath out. Anjaneyasana, knee down lunge. Arms can sweep high or hands by your sides. I'm going to move my left foot out a tiny bit and forward a little bit for a little bit more stability and extension so I can open up the hip flexor on the right side. Back bend. Even in the back bend, imagine you're lifting from the top of the pelvis to the sternum in front, And from the bony hip all the way to the ribs on the sides, tucking the tailbone to lift from the sacrum to the ribs. The shoulder blades gather in together. Big breath in and out. Next, exhale for a half split. Hands frame your front foot and the front leg scoots out in front. Don't worry, we'll get to the rocking motion. I momentarily blanked it. And breath in, belly in and up. Exhale, left foot to the mat. Back toes tuck under to find runner's lunge one more time. On this side, extend the front knee, float the foot off the mat, belly in and up, a fold over the left leg. Peel the heart forward, draw the belly up, runner's lunge. Exhale, extend and fold. Inhale, runner's lunge. And one more time, extend and fold. Breathe in, runner's lunge. Step the right foot up. It draws, the knee draws into the heart, and the foot returns to the mat. We're going to sink into our chair. Float the hands by the sides like we're skiers in the sunshine. Lift the heart, and the shoulders come over the hips. Arms float in front, they lock back into your shoulders. Big breath in and out. Inhale, rise up to standing arms, sweep high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Breath in, sit into your chair pose, Utkatasana. Belly's got to work for you here as you lift the left heel off the mat, so you're coming to the toes of the left foot. Left knee draws into the heart, slow, steady breath. Belly works, thighs work. We float momentarily into bird and move into crescent warrior. Arms can sweep overhead. Wobbliness mitigated by moving the right foot to the right. You find a nice long back leg, so really extend that back leg. The glutes will help you out here. We're going to go ahead and bend the back knee now just slightly to activate also the hamstrings. Left arm reaches forward, right arm behind you for a twist. Use the belly to extend the back leg once more and deepen the twist, left hand down, right arm high. Right hand sweeps down, then out in front to come to warrior two, facing the long edge of your mat. Hips parallel to the long edge. Right knee over the right middle toe, and arms float out nice and wide. I'm warmed up enough whereby my top layer can be removed. Hard to tell, except you can see the white arms now, but everything's still black. Right palm flips, reverse the warrior, keep the back leg nice and strong, open the heart toward the sky. Use the belly to draw you into a side angle, right forearm inside the right thigh. Left arm might sweep around. I'm simply going to bring the hand to the heart. Adding additional core challenge, right arm reaches out to the side of the mat. We return to warrior 2. Reverse the warrior. Warrior 2, lift the right heel off the mat, sink deeper into the front knee and bring the heel back down. Pause here, let the belly help, hands draw to the hips, extend your front leg. Lift the ball of the right foot off the mat, then dial the toes toward the side of the mat. You might need to adjust depending on where your feet are in warrior 2. For a halfway fold, long spine, belly helps. Reach the sitting bones behind. And imagine you could almost pull the navel in from a string out your back. Exhale all the way down to the mat. Maybe the fingers flip to the opposite side of your mat and walk between your heels. And here, as you draw the belly upward, you're also pressing the ground away to lift the hips toward the sky. Head is a boulder. Hands walk back underneath the shoulders. Walk them around to the left foot, which will point toward the back of the mat as you come to the ball of the right foot. Hands forward, step into a forward fold at the front of your mat. Draw up to the balls of the feet and tuck the tailbone downward as you sit into your chair. Working the balance, rise up, keep the heels off the mat, the hands in toward the heart. Chair pose, heels drop toward the mat. Working the shoulders over the hips. And this time, keeping the chair, nice taut belly, draw up to the toes of the right foot. Lift the knee to the heart. You got to use lots of muscles, including the belly, to help float into a bird or airplane, taking your time before you step back to a crescent warrior. Oh, yeah. Maybe you move the left foot out to the left. We press lots of energy into the back heel. Continue to peel the belly upward. Back knee bends a little bit, activating the hamstrings as well as the glutes. We take a twist, right arm forward, left arm behind. And as you extend the right knee on the breath out, the right hand comes to the mat, twist over to the left. Left arm can float high, or if you have shoulder issues, the hand can come to your heart or to your hip. Big breath in. Exhale, left hand to the mat for your runner's lunge for a moment to windmill open warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reverse the warrior. Keep the belly working on your behalf. Lift the left heel off the mat, sink deeper into that knee, and return the heel to the mat. Warrior 2. Reverse. Side angle, left forearm inside the left thigh, right arm sweeps around, maybe it points right to the sky. Use that right arm to lift you back up, warrior 2. Extend your left leg. Ooh wee, yeah. Back foot might heel toe a little bit toward the left heel. We're going to reach the left arm forward to find triangle pose, Triconasana. It's as if the body was in between two panes of glass. The shoulders and the hips, not just in the same zip code, not just in the same household, in the same room, on the same mat, stacked. We rise back to warrior two. Hands move to the hips. Extend your left leg. Peel the sole of the foot off the mat so you're right on the heel, and dial the toes to the long edge of your mat. This time, we'll bring the heels in and the toes out. I know this is a core workshop. We're also doing a lot with glutes and quads. We're going to sink down into temple pose. Belly's got to help you out. If you're not using the belly, you're probably shifting the heart forward and sticking the booty out. We want the booty tucked under so that the knees point as much toward the middle toes as possible, and we're protecting the low spine. We'll lift the right heel off the mat. Keep the belly strong, sink down. Drop the heel. Lift the left heel off the mat. Sink down. Strongly place the foot back on the mat. Both heels lift away. Oh yeah, you got this. Maybe the arms float in front and lock back into the shoulders. Big breath in, stay low, heels drop. Inhale, rise up. Maybe the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Dial the left heel to come parallel to the toes and the right toes forward to make our way into Triconasana on this side. Leg is extended, arms are extended. Right arm reaches as far forward as you can. We keep the hips and the shoulders in the same plane. Right hand drops, maybe left arm floats high. Triangle pose. Lift back up, hands to your hips. Bring now the right heel outside the right toes. We're going to fold all the way down once again. Hands walk over toward the left foot, maybe outside the leg. Swing through center, hands walk to the other side. Swing through center. Point the right toes to the front of the mat. Come to the ball of the back foot. Walk around. I'm going to go ahead and find high plank. Keep the belly nice and strong. Float the left leg off the mat. Reach the heel, draw the knee to the nose. Inhale, extend the leg. Draw the knee toward the left elbow, then step into modified lizard. So we're keeping the back knee off the mat, pointing the left toes to the left. And we'll find a twist, lizard twist. We'll stay here for a couple breaths, and then if it feels right for your body, you might drop the back knee and bend it, reaching around with the left hand for the foot, or maybe not, just working this quad stretch twist. It's the Twizzler, the yoga Twizzler. Next exhale, left hand plants. Back foot comes to the mat. The left toes point forward. Return to your plank by peeling the right knee off the mat and swinging the left leg around once again. We're super long and strong. Right leg floats off the mat, knee comes to the nose. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to the outer part of the right elbow, and step the foot for your lizard twist on this side. Back foot drops, head spins around. Not like The Exorcist. Right hand comes to the mat. And find our way to a tabletop. And come all the way down to the mat. Maybe you make your way through a sort of inchworm or kitty cat or puppy dog approach. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, allowing for maybe a little space between the legs, your choice. The tops of the feet and the thighs press to the mat. The bony hip points are anchored into the mat so the navel can draw away. We're going to work our way into a little back bend, pressing the floor away with the hands for a cobra. You can go as deep as you like. Exhale down to the mat. Sweep the hands by your sides, palms face down. Fingers crawl toward the feet. Think really long thoughts. Doesn't matter how tall you are. You're getting super long in your thoughts. The toes reach to the back of the mat. The fingers crawl to the back of the mat. Hip bones earthed. Navel floating. Inhale, locust pose, hands and feet on the ground. Collarbones shine. Belly is long. Maybe then the knees draw toward the quads and perhaps the hands float away. Breathe here. Next, exhale, child's pose. Hands walk back toward the hips. So you can come to a seat. I am carefully speaking so I don't trip over my own tongue. We're going to go ahead, bring the soles of the feet together, drop the knees to the outsides of the mat, right hand behind you, left hand on your right shin, knee, or quad. Breathe in, get nice and tall. Exhale for a twist over to the right. Belly helps keep you upright. Inhale, swing through center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, swing through center, hands outside the knees. Draw the knees upward, then one at a time extend the legs onto the mat. We sit up tall, float the arms in front. Press the heels forward, the toes toward the body, and then draw the arms back into the shoulders. Paschimottanasana, breath in. Belly moves in and up as you shift the heart forward. We're not rounding into the spine, or at least we're trying not to. Breathe in. Exhale, reach the heart. One more time, breath in. Exhale, reach the heart. Maybe the hands drop outside the legs, but we work for a long spine. When you move the lower belly, abdomen, stomach, whatever you want to call that area, up toward the spine and the sacrum, we begin to make real estate for our fold. We still need hamstrings opened and a few more things. Inhale, rise up. Draw the soles of the feet onto the mat. One final core strength there. So there's some space between the feet. We're using all four corners of the feet. The spine is long. The arms float in front. And they lock back into the shoulders. We lift the heart on a breath in. On an exhale, a twist over to the right. The hands stay as wide as the shoulders. You've got to use the big toe mounds of the feet. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, twist to the other side. This is the relatively easy part. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, come halfway down. Heart lifts, belly's really long here. Press into the feet, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the right. You don't have to twist very far. You can probably feel the muscles working. Stay here for another breath. Next inhale, come through center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, come halfway down. Pause, lift the heart. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale through center, keep using the belly. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, use the belly all the way down to the mat. Happy baby. Knees toward the underarms, feet toward the sky. Finding beauty and movement and comfort in the low back. Maybe lifting the chin toward the chest and then dropping the back of the head toward the earth. A little rocking left and right. You might fully extend one leg at a time toward its side. Soles of the feet come together. A flying Batakonasana once more. Soles of the feet come to the edges of the mat. The knees gently connect. Palms flop out. Shoulder blades on the mat. Windshield wiper the legs left and right. And then if it feels okay for the body, you're going to work the inner left knee as close to the mat as you can, and the outer right knee also as close to the floor as you can. You might not come very deep. The gaze, however, could reach toward the left. If you have more stretchiness, thank you, Gumby and Pokey, you might place the right ankle outside the left knee. Unravel from that. Place the right foot parallel and meeting the outer edge of the mat. Come back to center. Rock the knees once again. Left and right. Maybe the left hip is feeling a little stretchier than the right. Until we drop the inner right knee toward the mat as close as we can get it, and the outer left knee. Gaze or just the face move over the right shoulder. And maybe the left ankle is above the right knee. Being kind to the low back, we unravel from this little pretzel. Draw the knees into the heart one last time. And maybe take knee circles or drawing whatever shape, doesn't have to be a circle, in the air with the knees so that you're actually connecting the tailbone to the mat for a little massage. Work your way into your final resting posture. That might be Supta Batakonasana or the feet on the floor with the knees bent. Maybe there's something under your knees. The fullest expression is legs extended on the mat, space between the feet as the feet flop to the sides of the mat and the palms face upward. Big breath in through the nose and out through your mouth. Savasana. No effort. Just an allowing a permission of the body and the mind, the breath and the spirit to soften, to be open to whatever might teach us or inspire us. Deepen the breath to allow for some movement to return to the body. It might be little teeny wiggles in the fingers and toes to start. As the breath continues to deepen, so too does the movement, until eventually you can find your way onto one side, curled up in a little nourishing position, the knees toward the heart. And here, come back to whatever it was that inspired your practice, that brought you to your mat, or that was your intention. Without lots of analysis, bring to mind something from your practice today that you will take away off the mat and into the world. With that in mind, press yourself to a comfortable seat. You might keep the eyes closed and the head heavy. The palms meet one another once again at your heart center. Chin tucks a tiny little bit. Collarbones smile. Navel moves inward and upward toward the spine. We'll close our practice as we begin. Coming back to our intention, returning our minds to that which we will take away and use to live out the rest of our day. And we'll send that out, sharing all of that beauty, all of that wonder, all of that good intention, using a sound of Om. Exhale all the air from your lungs. Long, full breath in. Thumb knuckles meet your center forehead. May your practice benefit all beings. May all beings live with ease. We bow together. Namaste. With heartfelt thanks to all of you for sharing your wonderful practices and your energy, for joining Salt and Sand Studios in today's yoga intermission. As always, these are recorded, so feel free to come on back, select the ones that work for you. Perhaps you just go find the playlists and hang out and listen to what's going on in the world of music coming out of Karen's head combined with Spotify. And all the cool stuff that's available to us. I hope you have a great weekend or week or day or whenever you happen to be watching this. Thank you for joining us live. Please share, like, donate if you can. I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks, everyone.